Good night, everyone. My name is Sofia Skornicki, and today I'll be talking to you guys about how music heals what words can't. Did you feel that? Something has changed, but not only in her, but also in us. This lady, she had a severe Alzheimer, and she doesn't remember her family, her loved ones. She doesn't remember nothing. But when this music starts to play, she starts to remember the movements and everything of this ballet choreography. And this is not magic. This is music. And on this talk, I'll be talking to you guys about a new way of therapy that not even medicine can control, that it bypasses all of that, and this is music. To start off, I'll be talking about the hidden language of the brain. Neuroscientist Oliver Sacks, he talks about how words and language are located in the left hemisphere of the brain, while music can bypass both words and the other parts of the brain. It even goes deeper by passing through the amygdala, which registers pleasure, the hippocampus, which forms memories, and the basal ganglia, which refines movement, and the cerebellum, which is responsible for the process of rhythm and movement. Here, there's an image of the brain's reaction to music, where we can see the brain on rest and the brain reaction to music. On those red areas is the areas where an action is being taken. So we can see that while a brain is listening to music, all the areas of the brain are being activated. On our society nowadays, we talk to understand, we explain to solve, we name things control, we try to find religion, we try to find astrology to explain, to find the truth. But music not necessarily works like that. As I mentioned, what Oliver Sacks says, he explains that music works through a different process than language, and that's what I'll be taking you guys through. As I explained about the words left on the left hemisphere of the brain, and about all the other aspects of the brain, this all ends up in a conclusion to make us understand why a song can make us cry when sometimes we don't even know the lyrics, or why a melody can pull something out of us that we don't even understand. We never heard of it, but it makes us feel home. This is the power of music. Going back to the lady on the video, I'll be explaining you guys the scientific part to how music gives memory back, which can sound like a miracle, but it's not, it's science. In advanced Alzheimer, the brain regions responsible for the explicit memory, which are facts, data, numbers, names, deteriorates. Patients forget their children, their wedding, their lives, their homes, but music uses a different pathway than that. It taps into an implicit memory, which is stored in deep neural networks that often remain untouched by the disease Alzheimer. So when someone plays a song from their youth, the melody bypasses this damaged surface that was damaged by the Alzheimer and connects directly to what has remained of it, to what is still there, to what is still preserved. So when someone plays this song and for a few minutes, they can remember who they were. They not only remember who they were, but they feel restored. It's like for a moment they have control of their brains, of their memory. And this is the power of music one more time. This scientific study was the MRI. The MRI is that ultra-high field magnetic resonance imaging, which was used to comprove this by scientific ways. Music activates more brain regions simultaneously than almost any other human. musical memories often remain intact even when other types of memories face with the diseases Alzheimer. This was made by researchers in the Max Planck Institute. But why does this happen? Throughout this study, it was able to see that by pinpointing the brain region that stores musical memory. They found a specific region, which is this red region you can see there on the top, and how it remains intact. Even though the other areas are corrupted by the Alzheimer, this region stays intact and stays unaffected by the brain degeneration that was typically caused by the Alzheimer. But what does this mean in practice? Even when language and other memory skills decline, patients may still remember and even sing lyrics like from that they learned a long time ago. Because of this, caregivers and therapists often use music to tap into those preserved memories and make them feel themselves again. When we listen to music, the brain doesn't hear, it feels, it moves, it remembers. You are even able to dance a choreography that you don't remember even your children's name, but you remember a choreography just by listening to music. It really sounds like magic. That's why music can unlock speech in stroke patients, can awaken emotions in dementia patients, and connect people when words fail. So this is Cliff Waring, and I chose his case, which was one of the cases which is recorded in the Musicophilia, which is Oliver Sacks' book, which I mentioned this neuroscientist before. Oliver is known for having the shortest time Alzheimer in the world because for him every day is like every moment is a loop. Is as he just woken up all the time. So right now I just woke up, and right now I also have just woken up. But out of the blue, when he sits at the piano and starts playing, it just flows flawlessly. And it's like magic. He remembers everything. He plays with passion. He plays with identity. He plays with emotion. And for a moment, it's like he remembers who he is. It's like home to him. It was a bridge for going back to him when he doesn't remember nothing, when the world... Literally, he doesn't live because every time it's like he just woken up again. When he sits at the piano, it's like as if he even had more time. His memory even lasts longer. Because while the pathways responsible for forming new memories are destroyed, the networks that connect music, movements, and emotions stays intact. Now, I'll be introducing you guys to Daniel Levitin, another neuroscientist, which he goes through a different area. We talked a lot about memory, but music is not good only for that. Music also helps us in shaping our emotions. He explains that music helps us get dopamine, which enables motivation, learning, and pleasure, oxytocin, which is the feeling of trust, which motivates you to build and sustain relationships, to develop empathy. It also comes up with serotonin, which is the experience of social power or confidence in accepting yourself, and endorphin, which is a brief euphoria to mask physical pain. Music is not only used for memories and for emotions. Music is so powerful that we can see music to activate it in all the aspects of our brains. That's why certain songs can make us feel joy instantly, while others can bring tears to our hearts. You know when you're on a sad day, but you're not crying, and then you start listening to a song and it just awakens something inside of you and you just start bursting out crying. And did you know even newborn babies don't stay out of that? When newborn babies are newborn babies, they don't know words, they don't know nothing. But somehow, when they listen to lullabies, their hearts calm down. That's because lullabies mimic the heartbeat of a mother with its slow rhythm, which brings them safety, love, and makes them calm down. Whilst fast tempo songs can energize us, those low rhythm songs can calm us, which synchronize our breathing and heartbeat with the music. I'm so glad to live in a generation that music is so important to us. Music is so present in our daily lives. But some people still don't know its importance and still are ignorant about it. So here, I'm here to show you guys why music matters so much. In our culture, we're mostly known to worship explanations. We believe in logic, we trust diagnosis, we chase understanding. But us humans are mostly sensitive creatures. We're like rational, but also sensitive, but mostly sensitive. So how can we expect ourselves to fix something which is emotional by rationalizing it? It doesn't make sense. But music reminds us of something that is much deeper. It shows us that we're not only creatures of thought, we are creatures of feeling. Our nervous system are tuned to long before we learn to speak. Our nervous system came first and was tuned first. Our first experience of safety, as I mentioned previously, was the lullabies. Were not words. We didn't even know how to speak, how to read, but the lullabies calmed us down. Oliver Sacks, as I mentioned previously, the writer of the book Musicophilia, he also mentions in a 2007 article, and he quotes, "Music can pour healing balm on troubled minds and bodies too." But he didn't mean it as a metaphor. He actually meant it. Music is actually a healing balm for us. And this is not something that I'm saying out of my mind. This is proven scientifically. He also quotes, "Music imprints itself in the brain deeper than any other human experience. Music brings back the feeling of life when nothing else can." We can see various videos of patients with Alzheimer's, dementia, where someone from their family goes to visit them, shows a picture, and they react totally lifeless. They don't have a reaction. They don't have a feeling. They don't understand it. But when they listen to a song, it's like if they were awakened. It's like if it understands them. It hugs them. Music hugs us in a way that nothing else can. So to end this talk today, I would like to give you guys an invitation to listen. I would like to quote this quote that I think it's really important from Hans Christian Andersen, where he mentions, where words fail, music speaks. The next time you struggle to describe what you feel, the next time someone love or your love has no words or explanations fail or no one understands you, pause and listen. Because sometimes the deepest healing don't come from understanding, but through feeling. But through having a time with yourself and feeling and listening to that song and allowing music to do all the science that is possible to make without you not even having to do nothing. It comes from feeling, it comes from sound, it comes from music. Thank you.